Part 11, The Clock Tower. The city's clock tower had seen more funerals than weddings, more riots than parades. Its bells carried further than its politics. Built in the 1890s, it had been renovated with steel guts in the 1950s and LED lights in the 2000s, but the bones still knew horse hooves and coal smoke. Tonight, it knew something else. Schedule. Rowan led them across the square just before noon. Sunlight bent off the tower's face. A crowd had gathered, not people, not yet, but presences. The sense of an audience, pulled from alleys, pigeons, dust. Elias felt them watching, the way you feel someone's eyes through glass. Center, Rowan said. He checked his watch. He always checked his watch. He called noon. We'll be here at 11:59. Kate smiled grimly. Then we're early. Good omen. Nor strung shadow from lamppost to lamppost, weaving the square into a theater without curtains. Abena set notebooks on the fountain's edge, every page full of margins that had more truth than text. Theo scattered pamphlets like leaflets after a protest. Mika chalked a smiley face on the cobblestones. Mood lighting, she said. Alonzo sat on the fountain lip and invited Det to take a seat beside him. Elias stood under the clock's shadow, tin in hand. His bones already ached as if the tower's gears had been wound into his marrow. His halo widened until the square ticked like a metronome. He thought of Rena laughing at eggs, and let that be the anchor. At noon, the bells rang. Marcus arrived on the 12th chime. The entrance. He didn't walk so much as materialize, as if the shadow between ticks had thickened and decided to hold shape. He wore no coat, no disguise, just a suit cut to the bones of a century. His eyes took in the square, the chalk, the ropes of shadow, the fountain ledger, the confetti like paper snow. He smiled with genuine delight. You've dressed the stage beautifully, he said. A square as proscenium. Bells as orchestra. Perfect. You're late, Rowan said. Marcus tilted his head. No, exactly on time. The bell called, I arrived. You'll be late by the time we're done, Elias said, voice steady despite the tremor in his knee. Marcus's smile softened. Ah, the boy with the clock in his chest. Ready to break yourself again? Ready to schedule you, Elias said. The pull. They didn't ask for consent this time. They demanded it. Mika held up both hands. Truth, now. Marcus chuckled. Very well. Truth, I enjoy this. The halo flared. Consent open. Elias yanked. 1 second. 3. The bells above them rang out of sync, caught in the tug. The filings rose, whirling like iron snow. The square vibrated. Marcus staggered. His hair darkened. His jaw lost lines. His smile thinned. Again, Rowan said. Alonzo fed Det into the line. Abena shouted staples. Nor tightened shadows until the lampposts bowed. Theo flicked confetti so sharp it cut the air into ribbons. Elias pulled again. Marcus roared. Not fear, not even pain. Outrage. His voice cracked windows on the square. You dare? Yes, Elias spat blood. We dare. The fracture. The line through Marcus flared, visible even to pigeons scattering overhead. It glowed silver, running backward through the tower's gears, through time itself. Elias reached deeper, hands shaking, heart skipping. Marcus lunged. Shadows caught him, confetti stung him, chalk burned his shoes. Still he pressed forward, step by furious step. Closer, Abena cried. We have him. Elias yanked again. Marcus blurred. For 1 second he was 25. For another he was 12. For another he was a man unscarred by centuries. His scream was no longer language, but raw chronology resisting erasure. More, Rowan barked. Now! Elias gave it everything. His halo split seconds like kindling. He shoved years into the bell. The tower itself groaned, gears skipping, face cracking, hands spinning backward. Noon bled into dawn. Marcus fell to his knees. For the first time he looked small. The catch. But immortals do not die easy. His eyes flared. He lunged not at Elias, but at the tin itself, hand closing on filings mid-air. Elias froze the world around Marcus for one heartbeat. Just one. It cost him a year. His vision blurred. He pushed reverse harder than he ever had. Marcus's scream bent the sky. The square cracked underfoot. The line snapped taut. And Marcus collapsed younger. Not vanished, not undone, but reduced. A man in his 20s, panting, furious. Mortal enough to bleed, mortal enough to fear. He staggered, caught his breath, glared at them all. His voice was ragged but still carried. "You've made me late, but I will arrive. You will run out of hours before I do." Rowan stepped forward. "No, we'll schedule you until there's nothing left but nap time." Marcus's eyes narrowed. His hands trembled. He vanished. Not into shadow, not into air, but into silence, as if refusing to give them applause. Aftermath. The bells stopped. The square exhaled. The filings dropped into the tin, inert. The shadows loosened, the chalk smeared, the confetti wilted in the fountain spray. Elias collapsed. Alonzo caught him. His pulse was faint, his skin pale. But his eyes were open, and he whispered, "Origin. Closer." Rowan nodded. "Closer." Abina closed her notebook with trembling fingers. Nor exhaled shadow like smoke. Mika crouched, laid a hand on Elias's shoulder. "Truth?" "I'm still here," he whispered. "Good enough," she said. The clock tower loomed above them, hands stuck at 11:58. The city was frozen in almost noon. A schedule rewritten. Marcus was late. For the first time in a century, he was late. Part 12, The Last Hour. The city didn't sleep the night Marcus was made late. Traffic lights stuttered, pigeons roosted in the wrong places, and everyone swore their clocks disagreed with their phones. People muttered about time like it was weather. Elias felt it in his bones. His knee ticked like a bad watch. Every breath was a countdown. But he also felt something new. Momentum. They had pulled him once. They could do it again. Rowan gathered them at the docks before dawn. Fog wrapped the water in gauze. The ferry terminal was empty, its clock frozen at 11:58, like the tower had infected it. "This is it," Rowan said, voice flat but eyes alive. "One more pull." He called the stage. "We call the sea." Kate scattered filings across the dock planks. Abena flipped to her last notebook page. Nor stretched shadow from piling to piling, a circle etched in fog. Mika painted a smiley on the side of the ferry with stolen chalk. Theo cut timetables into knives. Alonzo sat, steady as tide, palms open. Elias stood center, tin in hand. "Origin," he whispered. "All the way back." The arrival. Marcus came walking over water like it was a carpet. No miracle, just arrogance. He was younger now, the boyish cruelty of a man in his 20s. His suit hung looser, his hair was thicker, his eyes still burned. "You've ruined the clock," he said pleasantly. "Very rude. I was fond of punctuality." "You were fond of never paying your own hours," Elias said. His voice shook, but the halo hummed steady. Marcus smiled sharp. "And you think you'll bill me now? Boy, you don't have the credit." "Don't need credit," Elias said. "I've got a ledger." He nodded to Alonzo. Debt filled the air heavy as fog. Marcus's smile faltered. The final pull. "Consent," Elias said. His palm burned. "One more time." Marcus hesitated. For the first time since they met, he hesitated. Mika stepped forward. "Truth, right now." Marcus's jaw clenched. The air shivered, then softly, "I'm tired." Consent opened. Elias pulled. The world buckled. The ferry groaned. The water beneath them rippled backward, waves unbreaking. The filings whirled. The fog thickened. The line through Marcus blazed silver white, visible to the horizon. Marcus screamed, younger by the second, face smooth, body leaner, eyes wide with fury and fear. He stumbled, dropped to his knees. "Stop, you'll unmake me." "That's the point," Elias rasped, blood running from his nose. "Not death," Marcus shouted, His voice cracked, boyish now. "You'll make me nothing." "Not nothing," Elias whispered. "Beginning." He yanked harder. Years peeled like paper. Marcus shrank into adolescence, voice breaking mid-curse. Another pull and he was 10, eyes wet with confusion. Another and he was 5, wailing in terror. Rowan called, "Elias, enough!" But Elias shook his head, tears mixing with blood. "Origin? All the way." One last pull. Marcus collapsed into a toddler, small, fragile, terrified. The line snapped like a violin string breaking. The filings fell silent. The halo dimmed. The immortal was undone. Not gone. Just reset. A child crying on the dock, too young to understand the weight he'd once carried. The cost. Elias fell. Alonzo caught him, but barely. His pulse was shallow. His skin looked aged, not years, but centuries worn into a body that had borrowed too much time. Mika held his hands. "Truth," she whispered. "I'm done," Elias said, voice fading. "But we're on time." He smiled, weak but real. The halo flickered and went out. Silence, fog, the cry of a child that had once been a tyrant. Rowan stood, shoulders square. "We take care of him. We raise him different." Nor nodded. "Schedule him better." Kate closed the tin, her hand shaking. "We've got hours again." Abina shut her notebook. "And we know where to spend them." Epilogue. The city's clocks ticked forward. Noon rang true again. People looked at their phones and watches and shrugged, unaware they'd been living on borrowed time. On the dock, Patchwork gathered around a crying child with Marcus Veyne's eyes. Not immortal, not a tyrant, just a boy who would need milk and naps and lessons about mercy. Elias didn't rise again, but his smile lingered in memory, his schedule etched in every second they now owned. The shattered hour ended not with death, not with glory, but with a beginning, small and human, crying at the edge of the sea.